When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, happy Thursday. What's going on, Boise State fans? BJ Rains here, Bronco Nation News. It's Thursday, and that means our friend Mike Prater is here at KTIK Radio for his weekly appearance. Happy Thursday, Mike. How's it going?
It's going great, BJ. How you doing? Happy Thursday right back at you, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if you can tell or not. I got a new gift from our sponsor at Cutwater here. They gave us a little neon sign type thing that we now have. We can. So there's thank you to Cutwater Spirits. We're going to be doing some rearranging of the BNN studios here, but for now it's sitting over there. And they also, Mike, gave me two gifts to give away. So how about this? We've got a really, really nice Bud Light hard cooler, as well as a Bud Light seltzer. What do they call these? Zero gravity chairs. I left that one in the box, but took the picture of it. We're going to be giving these away to subscribers if we can get 20 more subscribers and get to 600. So I'm putting a little carrot out there, Mike. We're at 580 paying subscribers, and I'd love to get to 600 by kickoff. If we do, we will give these away to two lucky subscribers. So if you're on the fence, jump on in. Current subscribers, you have a chance to win this as well. So hopefully folks will take advantage of these two great things. Thank you to Stein Distributing for providing these gifts. And we are keeping the same deal going, Mike, where we're giving away the $25 gift card to the Blue and Orange store, as well as a round of golf at Timberstone Golf Course. If you're not in the area, and you don't want the Timberstone Golf Course, we'll figure something out. But hopefully folks will sign up and subscribe and jump on in by kickoff, Mike. Free stuff. Who doesn't want free stuff?
That's beautiful stuff. That's great. I'm actually shopping for a neon sign for my ping pong room, so maybe I need to do a little business with Cutwater folks. That's a good-looking sign, my friend.
It is, and it's kind of an interesting one. It's not a true neon sign. It's kind of like I don't even know what you call it. It's like almost like a hard poster kind of that's like backlit. It's a really nice framed kind of glass thing, and so maybe we can maybe when it's time to renegotiate your contract, I can throw in I can talk to Cutwater and see if we can throw in a special neon sign for you moving forward.
Like it.
Maybe they can make a BNN 95-3 ticket one. How about a lit up 95-3 the ticket one? Maybe we can ask them about that. While we're doing shameless plugs here, I know you guys have your pregame show coming up and your postgame show on Saturday as well. So listen to Mike starting at 11 a.m. on Saturday. You can hear him on the postgame show, but maybe on commercial breaks or something, or maybe you can come by the James and see us, but bring your radio and be listening to Johnny and Prater. You can hear both of us, but come. Just want to do a reminder that at noon on Saturday, we'll be over at the James for a pregame show from about 12 to 12:30, and then on the postgame show, Kent Riddle will be with us live at the James. So perfect afternoon game. You can come on over after the game, have a drink, and Coach Riddle and I will be out on the patio. Winston Venable may stop by, some other guests. So we're going to have fun. So make sure you come by. If you've never been to the James, it's an awesome spot for a drink, and now they have a full menu for food as well. So come check out the James before or after the game. And about an hour or so after the game, Kent Riddle will join us, and we'll do our live post-game show from the James. So looking forward to that. I know, Mike, you've been out to the James. You're a fan of that. We've done a show from the James, and so hopefully we can mix and match your guys' pre- and post-game coverage with ours, and folks can have wall-to-wall coverage here.
I love it. I love all the different kinds of coverage. I love the options and the variety. Love the James. I don't get paid squat from the James, but you know what? It's got the best cocktail menu in town, and it's got the best piece of salmon I've had in the last 2 or 3 years. So get your butt down there. It's a pretty cool scene. And then what? Even for fat sports writers like you and I, it's 4 minutes to the stadium from the James, right?
That is one of the things I love about it. Yes, you can walk right to the stadium. It's literally right across, perfect view. So, come check us out. Should be a perfect day on Saturday as well. So we'll be outside on the patio breaking down the game on the post-game show. And, again, you've got to kill like an hour because we got to do interviews and stuff. So listen to Johnny and Prater on their post-game show. Listen to Bob, hear Coach Avalos there, and then come on over to the James maybe as well, and check us out and meet Coach Riddle. We're looking forward to that. A lot is going on Saturday, and I wanted to start with Craig Thompson, but I guess we'll just start with the game first on Saturday because a rare afternoon kickoff, Mike, 2:00 for the home opener. I'm kind of excited about this one. I know it's UT Martin, but the first home game is always fun, and I think the fact that it's an afternoon kickoff, 2:00, and should be I think 74 and partly cloudy, the high, low 70s. I think it's going to be a perfect day for football on Saturday.
Except for the fact that Michigan State's not there. That's the one thing. I'll give you a 99% perfect day. The weather's going to be beautiful. Everything's going to be beautiful. I've got here in front of my hand, I printed these out yesterday. This is like the 73 press releases that I've got from Boise State, all stapled together regarding the new game day experiences. The fan experience, the game day experience, the group that they got together to build all this. I'm not making fun of them. I'm actually giving them praise because I don't remember ever having this much stuff being done in terms of a preseason, an off season, and then going into a home opener. I think they've done a great job. Now let's wait and see what it looks like on Saturday. Some of this stuff, it's probably not for me in terms of the pomp and the circumstance, but anything is good when it comes
local to beer vendor. You're not local beer vendors. Come on.
Well, the local beer vendor is great for a guy like maybe after work, but for the 36,000 people in the stadium, the local beer vendors, the music, the food, I think they've done a great job of putting all this together. That north end zone video board is going to be taken care of. We're going to be able to see that. They're going to have a few other traditions. I like the idea of the flag raising. Let's see how that shakes out. Let's see how people participate. Boise State fans maybe aren't the best when it comes to that kind of stuff, and it's a new tradition. Let's see if it locks in. I like what they're doing. They've done a fantastic job. They're spreading the word. Crap, I almost said a bad word. Crap is getting done down there, BJ, and I can't wait to see it come to fruition on Saturday.
You're allowed to say whatever you want, by the way, Mike, on this show. So, but in case one of your bosses walks by, I guess. But no, I think the flag thing will be cool. Your Vegas Golden Knights, I think, have the coolest one where they have the siren going before the game, and you get in the playoff games, and it's always like which famous person's going to be up there, doing the siren. So I know the Seahawks do something similar with the flag for the 12th man. So we'll see, but they are trying to get the crowd pumped up before kickoff and do that. And I think it's cool. I think we'll see what happens. They're updating the Ford tailgate zone over there at the Chevrolet Field as well. They're going to have live music right out by where you guys were doing your show, too, on the patio, right? So you got some live music as well.
It's Emily and the Tiptones, and I talked to Emily last night, and I just got her brand new song right here on my phone. I won't play it, but she's going to debut that on Saturday. She's a local musician. It's kind of a folky. It's got a little hip hop energy to it as well. So Emily and the Tiptones, and the music, Prater approved, my friend.
Okay, all right. So that'll be on the patio. I think somewhere near where you guys will be doing your pregame shows and things. So they are trying to up the atmosphere a little bit. The Bronco walk's going to kind of go a little different direction than it has in some previous years as well. And there's a lot going on. And like I said, I think a 2:00 game is kind of a perfect game to kind of test all this out. They did send the updated ticket graphic out yesterday. Mike, the stadium, they're calling the capacity, it looks like this year, 36,355 is what they're calling it this year. It's been, low 36,000s in recent years, 387, I think, one year. So somehow they found 18 more seats. But they're at 32,442 as of yesterday. And usually they get a push the week before the game. They sell 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 tickets. So you've still got just under 4,000 tickets still remaining for the game on Saturday. If you are going to the game, you can see the color scheme there. This is the Stripe the Stadium game where you're supposed to wear a color based on where you're sitting. So the student section looks like is white, and then it's either orange, blue, or white around the rest of the stadium. And when it's full, that looks pretty cool. When there's a lot of empty seats, it doesn't quite fit. But what do you make of just under 4,000 tickets? And again, this is tickets out, not actual people. They are counting the tickets differently now, as everybody knows, but they have just under 4,000 tickets left for this one.
I think it's a good number. I mean, certainly there's a lot of things going on in the middle of the day here in Boise, and we've always talked about it's not really the 8:30 kickoff, and I firmly believe this. It's not the 8:30 kickoff. It's not the 1 o'clock kickoff. It's not the 2 or the 5:30 kickoff. It's about the opponent, and we all know that UT Martin, yeah, they're a good FCS team. We're going to spend the next 24 hours trying to prop them up as a good football team, but if it was Michigan State, it'd probably be a sellout by now. They would have announced, Jeremiah Dickey's first ever sellout. So for UT Martin, for the home opener, for everything else that's going on, I thought it was a good number. I'm keeping an eye on the season ticket number as well, and that's been reported. We're going to get a final update from Jeremiah Dickey tomorrow on Idaho Sports Talk when he joins our show, and then we'll have him on the pregame show on Saturday as well. They're about 150 behind last year in terms of season tickets, and coming off of a 5-loss season, I think that's good. I don't know if you expect them to grow the number. I know Jeremiah Dickey and his athletic department have talked about somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 new season ticket holders. That's a good positive sign. The total number is just a little bit shy of what it was last year. I think that's a pretty good sign as well. So I think the health of this football program away from the field itself is fairly healthy, and Jeremiah Dickey is going to make sure it keeps getting better.
Hey, I want to thank a couple of our great sponsors, the Blue and Orange Store. Check them out, theblueandorangestore.com. Free shipping, any order over $40. If you're not in the area, if you are in Boise, they've got all the NIL shirts, all the game day gear. Check them out, theblueandorangestore.com. If you're looking for a new career change, how about becoming a truck driver? TCS, they can help you out. Transcomservice.com, and I'm talking everything from the big rig you see on the screen to the Amazon truck you see in your neighborhood. Check them out. TCS, Transportation Compliance Service. They can do all the permits, all that kind of stuff that you need to get you out there towing that first load in no time. Our friends over at Ridley's Family Markets as well. ShopRidleys.com, 15 locations all across the Northwest here in the state of Idaho, so make sure you check them out, Ridley's Family Markets. And, of course, I do want to give a 15-second word from our friends at Lithia Ford.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
Now, Mike, there was some news with Craig Thompson yesterday. We can maybe get to the game itself at the end of the show, but Craig Thompson stepping down as Mountain West commissioner. I know at one time you were a detractor of Craig Thompson's. He's done some things in the last couple of years that has changed you and some folks' opinions of him. He gets the college football playoff expansion done. That was apparently kind of the last thing on his to-do list, and I'm going to say surprising just because we hadn't heard a ton of rumors about it, hadn't really expected it, but then maybe not surprising once you kind of hear all the reasonings and all that kind of stuff. But we're not expecting to get a press release yesterday saying that Craig Thompson stepping down, 24 years, the only commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. I know you guys talked a lot about it yesterday on Idaho Sports Talk with you and Johnny. But what do you make of Craig Thompson now that you've thought about it a little bit?
I think it's exciting that what he's done with the Mountain West, and I think it's exciting that the future could be a lot different. And I kind of compared it to, the Kurt Apsey, Jeremiah Dickey transition where, Kurt was doing nice things and he had certain niches, but you know what? He wasn't the visionary forward thinker that you need in college athletics today. And Jeremiah Dickey's come in with the ground running and done a really nice job. So it's a transition that can really, really work. Craig Thompson is a enigma for me in terms of his status and what he's done with the Mountain West. There was a time about 4 or 5 years ago, actually about 3 to 5 years ago, 3 to 6 years ago, that window where I wasn't happy with Craig Thompson. And I came to the conclusion that there was only one reason why I wasn't happy with Craig Thompson. He wasn't Mike Oresko, who was the American Athletic Commissioner, who was out there pounding his chest, telling everybody he was Power 6, saying he was the greatest conference of all time. And it kind of bothered me that Craig Thompson would just sit in his office and really do nothing. And then ultimately I came to this realization. One, you have to be yourself. Craig Thompson is not Mike Oresko, and Mike Oresko is not Craig Thompson. So you have to be yourself. And you know what? Craig Thompson's style worked for the Mountain West. The Mountain West is generally together. The Mountain West is in good shape. The Mountain West survived massive amounts of change and came out okay in terms of losing BYU, TCU, Utah. And the glory days are gone for the Mountain West, but I still think they can be a very competitive conference and compete for championships. Now they can compete for national championships in part because of Craig Thompson.
And what do you make now in terms of the direction that they go? Because you see some of these leagues going for more of the entertainer, and the Pac-12 and the Big 12 adding guys that didn't have a lot of experience, in terms of running a conference or anything to do with athletics at the college level. Do they go that route? Do you go an established commissioner? I think Dan Butterly, who used to be an associate commissioner at the Mountain West for like more than a decade, is now the Big West commissioner. Might make some sense to bring him back. I mean, do you go for what do you think is important for the Mountain West at this point, trying to find that new commissioner?
I don't want old school. I know that. I know there's a couple of old people that are hanging out, thinking maybe that they could get into the Mountain West commissioner's seat. But and these are guys that have put in time and guys that have done a great job. And I don't know if they're interested. No offense. I don't even know who Dan Butterly is. I know the name, but he's never run a conference in terms of a football conference. He's not running it right now. I know he worked with the Mountain West. I need a big visionary, and you talked about it in terms of the Pac-12 and the Big 12, and that's what I need. The Pac-12 guy came from MGM Resorts. The Big 12 guy came from Jay-Z and Rock Nation. We're talking about sponsorship, branding, marketing, media rights deals, going out and negotiating contracts, that kind of stuff. I don't need an athletic director to order jock straps or find out how the volleyball coach is doing anymore. That's old school thinking. As a matter of fact, they should change the name. It's not an athletic director anymore. It needs to be something else. But you take the most important thing with your athletic department anymore is marketing, sponsorship, branding, and media rights and television money and cash. And that's what they need to chase. So I don't necessarily need an athletic director, an old-fashioned athletic director. I need a new visionary who's important and who's locked in on some of these important things, BJ.
What do you think is kind of the future of the Mountain West in terms of realignment, in terms of all this stuff? I mean, what situation is the new commissioner stepping into here, and what would be on the top of his to-do list for this conference?
Well, the first thing the new commissioner can do is look his football coaches in the eye and say, on the first day of practice, you can compete for a national championship. That's pretty big, and that's all because of Craig Thompson and the work of some of his peers. It wasn't all just Craig Thompson. So, the Mountain West moving forward, if they can get their act together football-wise, and right now it's been a rough season. The Mountain West was spectacular in football last year. This year, they're really, really, really struggling, and I mean struggling mightily. The comparisons to last year to this year is not good. That's not on the commissioner's job. That's not on the conference's job. That's on individual campuses and coaches and players and support and administration and fans. I think, though, that the Mountain West, if they could continue to do what they need to do, they're going to be the group of five leader. It's not going to be the American. They lose 75% of their muscle. They get Memphis and whatever they have after Memphis. I'm not sure what that is. And they have a chance to go to a playoff every single year. I think the Mountain West, I hate to say this because it bothers me, but the Mountain West is better off because Craig Thompson didn't do anything. He didn't do much. He didn't have to do much. He made sure the foundation was strong, and he gave his children everything that they needed to go out and succeed. And then it just kind of worked out for him, and he kind of got lucky. But that's where they are, and here they sit today. I really think that the Mountain West moving forward will be and can be the group of five leader.
Perry says hopefully good things on the horizon for the Mountain West. Jordan is nominating from the Blue Collar Club Joel York for Mountain West commissioner. So the Blue Collar Club's doing some good things. We can see what we can do there. But what are you making? How's realignment playing into all this, Mike? Because obviously that it's quiet right now, but I don't think any of us expect in 3 to 5 years that all these conferences like that was the last move. I think there's more to come at some point here. So I'm not necessarily saying the new commissioner is going to come in and try to steal away some of the Pac-12 teams to join the Mountain West, but you're going to have Mountain West teams, Boise State included, that could be at some point attractive for either the Pac-12 or I still think the Big 12 is an option for some of these teams. So if they try to go even bigger. So how do you think that new commissioner is going to come in and what how the realignment thing plays into everything?
Well, you're 1,000% right. In 2, 3, 4 years, heck, 2, 3, 4 months, who knows anymore? The realignment will continue. I really do think we're headed to 16, 16 team, more, maybe even more power conferences, and we'll see how that shakes out. The Mountain West, I mean, obviously San Diego State to the Pac-12 makes a little bit of sense geographic-wise, but it really doesn't increase the value of the Pac-12. They're not going to get more TV money, and everybody's chasing TV money. This whole thing is about one thing and one thing only, media rights and TV money, and it's nothing else. San Diego State does nothing to elevate the Pac-12. Boise State does nothing to elevate the Big 12 in terms of TV value. If you add Boise State to the Big 12, all of a sudden teams aren't going to go from $11 million a year to $12 million a year. That's not going to happen. The math doesn't work and the reality doesn't work. So I don't know what's going to happen with realignment. I can sit here and guess like everybody else. Nobody knows what's going on. Even the people that have to decide have no idea what's going on. So you're going to have to be able to keep yourself in a good situation. And I think the Mountain West and Boise State just kind of sitting in that next spot in line are in really good situations.
I will say the potential of having another team in this time zone for those 8:15 kickoffs or whatever for ESPN could be appealing for the Big 12 if they can add that their commissioner did say recently they'd like to go into a fourth time zone or go west. And so I do think there's a small, in terms of actual like money per team, no, but if you have another option now to play those 8 o'clock games and not have BYU as your only mountain time zone team, you could alternate those home teams, make sure you have an 8:15 game every week. And there's some value to that, but I agree with you. I mean, it's not like if Boise State was so, can't miss, they'd already be in the Big 12 by now. So, I mean, but we'll see what happens, but there's certainly a lot on the plate of the new commissioner. It said by December. So maybe he's going to stay on until they hire the new commissioner, it sounds like, or through the football season, or it was kind of unclear there.
Yeah, it's through the football season. I think he put down December 31st, 2022, effective that date. But, if Boise State or a team, ends up in one of the January 3rd bowl games, those cheesy bowl games, or who knows, a playoff or whatever, New Year's 6th, I would imagine he would juggle. I have no idea what the timeline is for a new commissioner. I didn't even read the press release yesterday in terms of that. I don't even know if there was a line in there in terms of the national search has begun.
Nope.
I think that was not addressed, and he's going to be the commissioner through this football season, and then they'll kind of figure it out from them. Brett Gilliland can run the conference office, I believe. He's his deputy, if I know, and he's been there for a long time, and he does a lot of the stuff behind the scenes. Brett Gilliland can be a deputy commissioner, especially through a basketball season and a spring season, if they have to decide to go that way. Take your time. There's no hurry. Get it right, and just go out and hire somebody that can bring you massive amounts of attention and massive amounts of cash.
Hey, if you're looking for a new dentist, check out my friend Dr. Chris Miner at BoiseDentistryCo.com. Check them out, locations across the Treasure Valley. Full family dentistry. They do a great job. Check them out, BoiseDentistryCo.com. United Commercial Insurance as well. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. They're a local company based here in the Treasure Valley, but they can help you out pretty much anywhere in the country. So if you're looking to save some money on your business insurance, check them out. A quick call could save you hundreds of dollars. They make business insurance easy at United Commercial Insurance. Our friend Matt Bauscher at Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No house is too big or too small. Check them out, BauscherRealEstate.com. And of course, our friends at Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com, the official bank of Bronco Nation News. Their online mobile banking is so easy. Go on there and check them out. Once you go in once to sign up your account, you never have to go back to the store again. You can do it all online. Check them out, ICCU.com. So Mike, we started a new show called BNN After Dark on Wednesday evenings. It's for subscribers only. I tried to play a clip last week, but the internet wasn't working. But on Thursdays, shameless plug to sell some more subscriptions here. But if you missed the show last night, basically every week on Wednesday nights, we're having it's me and Johnny and Winston, and we're telling stories. And you get Winston's bringing on one of his former teammates. We had Tyler Shoemaker 2 weeks ago, and then last night we had Brandon Thompson. And you get Winston and some of his friends telling these stories and stuff, and it's a good time. So if you missed last night's show, here's about a 30-second clip. This was Brandon Thompson talking about the college days, his roommates, his house, and some of the fun that went on there back in the day.
So it was the infamous 1258 Hale Street house. It was me, Austin Pettis, Hunter White, and Antoine Murray. And, I mean, we kind of had – I always think one of the cool things about my college experience in general was I don't think we locked that door for however long we stayed there, 3 years, 3.5 years, 4 years. I don't think we locked the front door ever. So it was kind of the open door policy, man. Our teammates were always in and out of the house. It was a true college experience for sure. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, one thing about my dog Winston and my dog Hunter will attest to this. Captain in SoCo, man. Captain in SoCo. We have the Captain Morgan and the Southern Comfort on deck, man. That's my dog. You already know sometime we finished our workouts. We did our clock in. He going to have that Captain or that Southern Comfort on deck, man. I'll never forget them days.
Captain in SoCo for Winston Venable. He put him on blast there. You may like him even more now, Mike Prater, than when he played here.
I thought that would be for like Johnny to tell those kinds of stories. That's a great story. I love that story.
Yeah, and he told another great one about the first time he got his first signing bonus. He was a 7th round draft pick. He got his signing bonus, and he got it was supposed to be for $64,000, but he got his check, and it was only like $35,000, and he didn't understand what happened. So he called his mom, and it was like, do I need to call a lawyer? Do I need to go talk to the owner? Like, what happened? Why is my check so little? And she's like, Uncle Sam, baby, Uncle Sam. He's like, Uncle who? He's like, he hit the real world real hard that half his money was gone to taxes on his first signing bonus. And him telling that story was pretty funny. So it's a subscriber-only show. We're trying it out just to provide some additional value for our subscribers. So it's Wednesday night. I know Austin Pettis is on the docket here for the near future as one of the guests, and we're pressuring Winston, but he's going to try to get Coach Pete on for us too. I think that could be pretty fun if we get Coach Pete on, maybe get him in a different setting, telling some stories and things like that. But so far, 2 episodes in, Tyler Shoemaker and Brandon Thompson have been great. And I didn't realize this. I'd forgotten this, but Brandon Thompson basically accused Winston Venable of stealing his 3rd interception in the 2010 Fiesta Bowl. Brandon Thompson had 2 and could have had a 3rd one, but Winston came in and played hero ball in that last play and took it from him. Kept him, as he said, from getting that 3-piece. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's more of a laid-back setting, so hopefully folks will consider subscribing. And again, you get the email sent every week to you for the subscriber show on Wednesdays as part of your subscription. And then we're still giving away the Pro Image $25 gift card if you sign up. And I mentioned it earlier, Mike, but I've got a really nice, and this thing's probably worth a couple $100, to be honest. It's basically an off Yeti brand, I guess, if you would call it that, but the hard cooler, it's a really nice big hard cooler for Bud Light. And we also have the Bud Light Seltzer chair. We're going to, what do they call it? The zero gravity chair. We're going to throw those into a little pot and draw a name. We're going to include the current subscribers as well. But if you sign up by kickoff on Saturday, we'll throw you in there as well. And the current subscribers have a chance to win that as well. So appreciate everybody that's been checking out Bronco Nation News, and in particular our new show on Wednesday nights. And Johnny and Winston do a great job together, and it's a good chemistry, and we're having a lot of fun doing that. So in the last 2 or 3 minutes here, Mike, we'll turn the attention to on the field Saturday. You mentioned UT Martin, and we're going to try to Lou Holtz it and hype them up in the next 24 hours. But, they lost to Missouri State, I believe, last week. But they were at one point, top 20 in the FCS. They made the playoffs last year. And you did see Weber State take down Utah State. You saw Incarnate Word beat Nevada. I don't see that being an issue with this team. I mean, Andy Avalos was saying, hey, you only get 12 games to play. You don't have time to look past teams like this. But any concern at all, Boise State looking past UT Martin here?
A little bit. I mean, not in terms of the wins and the losses. Boise State's going to win this game. They're a 21-point favorite, and I suspect the final spread will be, if Boise State does what it's supposed to do, somewhere right around that number. So, if Boise State just comes out and gets a little bit better, Johnny and I have been debating this and arguing this on the show all week long. He thinks this is the kind of game that Boise State should win 73-7. Are you kidding me? I mean, Utah is a really good nationally ranked team, and they just played a really crappy Southern Utah team and won 73-7. I don't expect Boise State to all of a sudden look like a top 10, top 15 national team, and certainly UT Martin is better than Southern Utah. They do have a couple of NFL-type players in terms of potential. As you said, they were a playoff team last year. I think they got a good scheme. That's not an excuse. Boise State should come out and dominate the first part of this football game. I gave Johnny a little bit of compromise on the show yesterday. I said, a blowout by the fourth quarter, I can see that, and I would love to see Talon Green in the fourth quarter. I'd like to see, if Boise State accomplished nothing else, at least for me, this weekend, I want to see them have a comfortable, maybe a 28-point lead as the fourth quarter starts, because I would like to see Talon Green play an entire fourth quarter and get out there and run the offense like it's a 0-0 game, and get out there and do what you have to do. Keep the number ones in there. Let him roll with the number ones and make your football team better and make your backup quarterback better. I can't wait to see that happen on Saturday.
I know FCS, games against FCS teams are a little, every book doesn't do them. Some books do point spreads, but I only saw like 21 points is the line. And that was a little surprising to me. I mean, you went on the road to New Mexico and were 17-point favorites. To be at home against an FCS school and only be favored by 21. I usually save my gambling advice for the, after dark show thanks to Circa Sports. But I mean, that to me seems a little low. If I was a Boise State fan, you'd have to think in a home opener. And I know you're not saying 70-3 or whatever, but 21 points. If you don't beat this team by 21 points, that might be a little concerning for me.
It depends on what that 21 points looks like. Absolutely. I would thoroughly agree with that, but I think it will be somewhere right around there. Come on, Boise State's not a world beater right now. Boise State is struggling to find its mojo, and they got a little bit better last week. And I think the only thing that really matters, even though the fans won't like the pretty optics of a 21-point game or a 14-point game, I just think Boise State needs to come out and get better, period. End of conversation.
And they've got 2 games to do that. I think it'll be a similar conversation next week at UTEP. Just kind of get better, win, survive, advance. And I think all eyes are kind of turning to the 2 back-to-back home games, starting with that Friday night against San Diego State and then Fresno State as well. Mike, appreciate your time, man. The next couple of days, today and tomorrow, what do we got coming up on 95.3 The Ticket here, Idaho Sports Talk?
We're going to have Jeremiah Dickey on tomorrow talking about the game day experience, followed by BJ Rains of Bronco Nation News. You'll be on at your 4 o'clock spot, and we'll kind of wrap this week up and look ahead Saturday as well, and we'll get you fired up for the game on Saturday.
I figured Jeremiah might have wanted me to go first so I could help get the bigger audience ready for him. But if he wants to go first and kind of warm him up for me, that's okay as well.
We're still working on the time for Jeremiah. He's a busy man. You're locked in for 4 o'clock. Jeremiah might be either 3 or 5. So let's just call it the BJ and Jeremiah sandwich. You guys will be the rock stars of the show tomorrow.
There we go. Looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. And then we'll see you down there. You'll be outside the stadium doing the pregame show, right?
Up on the stage, looking fat and happy, my friend.
It'll be Rick and Richie, and then you and Rick. I think you'll start 3 hours before kickoff out there, and so that'll be a lot of fun with the live music and all that stuff out there. So hopefully folks will come by, check out you guys maybe from 11 to 12, then sneak over for 30 minutes, check us out over at the James, head back to see you guys. A lot going on Saturday, but again, we'll be at the James pregame 12 to 12:30, and then postgame as well. So hope to see people. Hopefully they can stop by. Prater, appreciate it as always, man. We'll be listening 3 to 6 today with Johnny and Bob, and should be a good show, man. Appreciate your time as always.
Thank you. See you tomorrow at 4 o'clock, Idaho Sports Talk.
There he is, Mike Prater. My name's BJ Rains. Hopefully you enjoyed Bronco Nation News Live. Check us out, BroncoNationNews.com. Hopefully you get that subscription. We'll talk to you later. Follow us on YouTube as well, Bronco Nation News, Bronco Nation.